what we're in for today, yeah, I kind of went to bed yesterday. Last night when she was pulling her bullshit about that new account and blocking supporters and things like that. It's Thank you, Andrea. It's really crazy that she can put all this time and energy on the TikTok streets when all she could do is just shut the app down. Good morning. Or, maybe potty train her son. And was you not invited to that birthday party? Good morning. And why are you going over to that birthday party doxing other people's children? Ma'am? Ma'am? Good morning, find out. I don't know when enough is going to be enough for her. Thank you, Vicky. I really don't. Because it's getting worse. And the only one that is suffering in that family is that poor little boy. Good morning, everybody. She just infuriates me. And I know it's just not me, it's a whole lot of us. And you're going to go buy a wig for you yourself and come on. Girl, there is nobody doing those things to you that you say that are doing. Hey, good morning. I don't understand why. I mean, you're going to sit there with your fake disguise on like nobody knows who you are, trying to be incognito. Do you know how ridiculous you look? Hi, Sowers. And maybe if Aaron stops, Kay stops, M stops. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Ghost. Thank you, Skittles. Yeah. Hi, Olaf. How are you? Thank you, guys. And between her and then her sister, this is just ridiculous. And it's something else I want to address. How can somebody sit up there and talk about what Swifty did totally wrong? 100. Do not agree with that. But when you're up here calling her out about stuff like that, but then you're sitting in a scammer's box, can somebody make that make sense to me, please? Please. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello. This weekend has been.
Hello, Gabi. Ellie.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. I could not believe it. I really couldn't.
Good morning.
Oh, everybody's going to support different things. It is what it is. But again, when you're acting like that, it's just proving to G that there are people harassing her when things are like that. You're just kind of giving her a little evidence. And that's what we're not trying to do. I understand you guys probably thought it was a joke, but right now with everything going on, it's probably not a good thing to be doing jokes like that. Yeah, they are giving Gabby her credibility. Exactly.
It just makes us look bad in the long run.
Yeah, she
It's
already has
making,
enough voices in her head telling her she's valid in what she's saying. We don't need to add
Oh, I
to that.
agree. I agree.
it's just making us look bad because we're trying to tell people to stay away from her, don't contact her, stay out of her chat, all these things, and then you
How
got
are you doing this
people.
morning?
Right. Find out. Right. It's not a joke when you're the one being drug into court every other 3 or 4 months. There is a child in that house. It makes our community look bad when we're supposed to come together as a community and do what's best for C. And actions like that are not acceptable. And we're risking things by doing actions like that.
It's just defeating everything we're trying to do on our end. That's all it's doing.
Um, instead of, spending money, and I'm sure, it was a little bit of nothing. But if you think about it, that could have been, the $10, $15 that you could have taken to the food bank and maybe gave a couple of children a lunch through the week.
Crazy Mom, you know what else they could have did with that money? I know summer's coming, but they could have paid up the lunches that kids owed, or like set up an account for kids next year and paid off
Yes,
their lunch bill thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yes.
so kids could have eaten lunch for free. Like, use your money smarter than sending it to somebody who doesn't give a crap about you.
Back in school supplies, there's so much that could be done with this money
So much.
instead of throwing it to her when she gets enough. Yes, use your money in your own community.
I'm sure there are plenty of kids out there that would be so appreciative to have meals.
Or donate it to, the back to school programs where,
Yeah.
kids can't afford backpacks or school supplies or, you know.
They could have went to a DV shelter and donated that money. They could have went to homeless shelters or shelters that house families that have been put out.
They could have
There's
went to an
so
animal
many
control.
resources. If you feel like you want to give to anyone but her,
Yeah.
because she does not appreciate the money that you give. I promise you that.
Nope. She doesn't.
Yes, we heard that somebody said G got $500, but we're not running with that until we got the facts to prove it. Because we know that that's been said in the past, and it come to find out it was all bullshit. It was months, and so we're not going to run with that until there's been proof taken out there. Good morning.
By the way, my little ghosties say good morning.
Good morning.
Do you remember? Yeah, so we're
Good
not
morning.
we're not going to run with things until we have the proof on it, because that's just how shit gets spun and started.
My son asked me if you guys were my friends. He said, "Who are
Oh,
you talking all the time? Your friends?" I said, "Yeah, they're like family, really."
Yeah, moms have friends too. Come
Yeah,
on.
I know. It's like way out of there. I think it's because like kids can't understand why, because to them, friends are real life people you can
right.
see and hang out with. You know what I mean? So to
Yeah.
him, he was like, when I said that to him, he was like, "What?
Right.
Okay, you're weird. I'm gonna go."
Yeah, no. We friends, we're a community. You know, this
Yeah.
is what
Kids play like online games, so they
Right.
understand online friends.
Right.
exactly, Savannah. We are, yes. You know, kids just don't get that. And that's what G does not realize what she is doing to see when she is standing there looking at that phone, screaming at the phone. He thinks it's him. That's why he's always like, sorry, 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 because he doesn't realize what is on the other side of that phone. And I want to know, I seen a clip this morning. Why was Aaron so concerned about G showing that iPad? Did they see what I was doing on the iPad?
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was a little suspicious.
I'm going to say, I feel like a lot of things that Aaron does is very suspicious, in my opinion. Because, at least for me in my state, right? Because isn't he out door dashing until like 3 o'clock in the morning? A lot of stuff in my state is shut down. At 3 a.m., there's like nothing open. 2 a.m., nothing. So I'm wondering what he's door dashing all hours of the night.
I know what he's door dashing. The clam slam, but it ain't hers he's slamming.
He's door dashing the extender, apparently. I don't know.
I wanted to say real quick too, Cameron understands that when mommy's got her face in the phone, it upsets her. Like
Yes.
she asked for a hug and said she was sad, and he's like, "Why?" And then he pointed to the phone and was like punching it because he
Right.
understands that it's upsetting to her. But the whole thing has to be so confusing to him. Like, imagine that being your reality, like in the most formative years of your life.
That's all he's known is watching her face in that phone. That's all that child knows the whole 4 years of his life. And what she doesn't realize right now, at his age, he is a sponge. They soak it all in. Just because
Yes.
you don't think that he's standing or he's in his bedroom and you don't think he's listening, I promise you, he's listening. He's
They are
hearing it
listening.
all.
Yes. And you don't get to go back and redo all this. Like, I don't know if she'll ever have that, like, ability to recognize that she screwed up these years, but like a
Well, I'm glad she
normal
moved
person would have
on.
guilt
She don't
that
care.
they failed him.
She don't
Yeah,
care.
I don't think she has that ability to look inwards at herself.
Because if you go back and you look at the clips, I mean, back from Illinois when she was still in her apartment, the gang stalking, the bully, the harassment, all of that has been going on for years. And it's still going. And it's the same old song and dance with her. You are the problem.
And
When are you
instead of
going to
going
grow?
after three people, she is the problem. And why is she not going after people like Swifty who have actually done things to her? She's going after people like find out's never contacted her. Like I don't understand. She's going after all the wrong people.
Yeah. She. Oh my God.
And like, so say you do go after one person and you do get a restraining order or something. Um, it doesn't mean that that goes for everybody.
She likes the drama.
She loves it. She
Mhm.
feeds off of it. And you can't tell me she doesn't. Right, wrong, or indifferent, as long as the focus is on her, that's all she cares about. And it's disgusting. And they just sit there and co sign it. Right. You find out we know that and it makes no sense. Not whatsoever. Thank you, girl. And I don't understand why she would be scared of Swifty. I don't. She doesn't, I know she doesn't find out. That's why she keeps going. And like I said, this has been going on for years. That's why it won't stop, because she just keeps bringing it to the app and keeps doing her lying, her bullying, her manipulation, her narcissism. That's why it won't stop. Like she said, I will not stop until I'm forced to. Oh, and all the stuff she does on the back end. Oh, exactly. Because at the end of the day, Aaron was on that iPad yesterday doing shit on the back end, or he wouldn't have been worried about what the hell he was doing. It's always the same. It's repeat and repeat, man. That's all it is. Oh, and it's mom content. It's mom. Girl, that is not a mom content. That is BS content. It just peers out your mouth all the time. Good morning.
We need to change the boxes so people can tap the screen.
Well, how's yours look?
Well, like, you know, like,
I'm in the big box, and you guys are on the side of me. On my screen,
yeah, let me see if I can.
I'm in the big box. Thank you, honey. Yeah, she couldn't take the heat last night. She can't take the heat. And I'm sorry, but who wants to sit there and battle with somebody watching her color like a 3-year-old? Thank you. Now that's going to make it harder for them.
Hold on.
You're going to have to put me back in the big box.
Good morning, Andrea. Thank you.
Yeah, she'll fix it. Thank you. There. There we go. Good job. Is that better, guys?
Pie, stop it.
Yeah, but Kelly, we're not sure if that's true or not, so we're really not running with that until we can see the proof. And just so everybody is aware, Spread Love made an account of me of a Crazymom 2.0. I'm going to tell you guys the name. She said that on Reddit. Did anybody catch that? What said what on Reddit? Yeah,
You can't believe everything on Reddit either. Sometimes you gotta take that shit with a grain of salt also. Because it's anonymous, so you don't really know everything on there is true either. Like I said, unless there's proof, I'll say, yeah, if we see the proof, that's fine. But, yeah, not just a...
okay, Boxer.
And there is proof on Reddit of the 500.
There is proof? Is that what you said,
Yeah,
Al?
but I think it was sent to Danny. It shows
No,
like
I am not
Venmos
Crazy Mom
for a
point oh
500 and
four.
a 100,
But
but it's to Danny, not Gabby.
the account Spread Love, it's Brown Eyes, Brown Eye DOWXOW, and she sent a message and said that my kids weren't hard to find.
Oh, she's messing wrong with the wrong person.
Hey, if they willing send those scammers the money, I feel not. This was yesterday. It was for G's Electric. I am so confused. Yes, Savannah. Yes.
Why we
2.0.
won't
She took a picture. She has my profile picture and everything up.
You see why we won't run with that? Because we don't really know who, we don't even know who that $500 was for, what happened, or what. So until receipts are proven, we can't really say
Well, there is a
for sure.
Venmo screenshot on Reddit, but it is to Danny. It was a 500 to Danny and 150 to Danny.
All I know is you shouldn't be giving money to either one of them. Neither one need money. We listed many a things that you can give your money to other than scammers on TikTok.
It was sent through Apple Pay. I haven't seen nothing, so I'm not going to speak on it. What? There is a video saying Dee stole hernia's story from ex-coworker? What? Oh, my God. Yeah, wow. Good morning. Oh, yeah, I figured the surgery story was bullshit because it was a money grab. And then the night before when she said that, oh, about her medicine, da 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 da, it was all deflection. It was all a bullshit. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything that these two come out of their mouths with. I don't care about what receipts they come out with. We know everything they do is a lie. Every damn day. Yeah, exactly. She wants TikTok to pay her bills instead of going out and doing for herself. I'm sorry, but you're a single fucking woman. There isn't no reason why your ass ain't working 3 fucking jobs to pay your bills if that's what you have to do in the adult world today. Good morning. So at the end of the day, do what you got to do to make sure your bills are paid. And I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, $1,100 or $1,200, whatever you pay a month, is not that much with everything included. Well, besides living in a garage, but that's besides the point. But damn it, you do what you got to do to make sure your bills are paid. Roof over your head and food in your belly. And then, you went out there and you did what you had to do and you needed some state insurance or, a little bit of food stamps. I wouldn't say a word as long as you were putting in what you were getting out. But at the end of the day, you don't want to hand up. You want to hand out all the time. There's a difference with the hand up and
And
a hand out.
they act so entitled to it. They're so entitled.
And that's Mimi's fault, honestly, because she made them think that the world needs to bend to them. And now look at, they're getting slapped with reality because no.
It is ridiculous how they come on here and how entitled that they think that TikTok owes them the world. Break check. We don't owe you shit. Remember, we're nothing to you. So we don't owe you shit. If anybody, you owe something to yourself. You're a grown-ass adult. Stand on your own 2 feet and do for yourself.
Pecan Pie made a really good point. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Mimi actually has told TikTok that they do not need our money. They don't need our money. So keep that in mind. Next time you want to send them money, she said out loud, they don't need your money.
Oh, but G wants to sit over there and dry beg and feel sorry. Oh, I got to get a job and I got to do this. There isn't no reason why your ass ain't working.
It's crazy. Sorry, it's crazy to come on here crying about how Aaron says you need to work because you guys need some more money and you're crying because you apparently can't work. But y'all have ordered McDonald's like 4 fucking times this week.
That's what I
Thank
was gonna
you.
say. They could save hundreds in DoorDash. Like, just go pick the shit up.
Buying the
Doesn't
most expensive name brand shit at Walmart.
doesn't Aaron DoorDash? Like, doesn't he
Yes.
DoorDash? Can't okay. I don't DoorDash. I don't really know much about it, but if you working. If you work for DoorDash, can you DoorDash your own food? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you put an order in, can you accept your order and go and get it?
I'm not
I
sure.
think you can, but it
They're
would be
you're
sort of a
probably not
random thing.
supposed to, but yeah, like they're random orders, so it's not really
Yeah, I'm
gonna
sure it's
be.
possible.
Yeah, sometimes it'll send you like farther where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Yeah,
I didn't
Jana,
know.
but he also does DoorDash like at night and on the weekends.
Yeah, because like okay, Florida residents, I'm not going to pick y'all by name, but I know there's some Florida people in here. I have a question. And you don't have to answer out loud. You can DM me if you want or whatever. But in my state, because ever since COVID, a lot of things are shut down. Like after 12 o'clock, there isn't really anything open. So I'm just curious as to what he's door dashing all hours of the night. I don't know.
Well, I will
You
say
go.
like we still have a lot of 24-hour McDonald's.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is usually open till like 3 a.m. We also have Wawa, which is a gas station, but they make food and they're open 24 hours as well. So like, and if he's doing it on the weekends, especially down where he's at in that area, there are probably gonna be people partying, going to the bars,
Yeah,
getting
especially if you go into the city.
yeah, getting stuff. So like honestly, it wouldn't really surprise I don't believe he is, but it would not surprise me if he was actually outdoor dashing till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because stuff is still open and like I said, people are partying and stuff. So like it wouldn't really surprise me if that were true.
Okay. I
Yeah,
was just
both
curious.
It's
I
things
didn't
not
could
know.
be
it's not
plausible.
far fetched, I will
Okay.
say.
Exactly.
I
Yes.
just didn't know if he was out delivering his extender instead. I was just, you
I
know,
mean,
I was
that's what
just
I think
curious,
personally,
you know.
but I'm just saying.
He's out garbage picking all night.
Yeah, you
You
can
know,
DoorDash from gas stations. Yeah, all kinds of different stuff. So yeah.
I mean, I live in a pretty big state, in a pretty big city, but I don't know. There isn't anything here open. Maybe my state just hates me. I don't know. Not me, but us, because nothing is open late anymore. It's really ridiculous.
Yeah, here in northern Indiana, we close down by 9 p.m.
That's what I'm saying. Like
That's how it was in Tennessee when I lived there.
everything is shut down.
Florida's
Shut.
a whole different, Florida is just different.
Well, it's a tour
I don't
city
think they ever really
state. You
shut
know what I
down.
mean? It's twenty four
Yeah.
seven there.
Yeah.
They
No,
didn't even
me,
actually shut down for COVID.
Savannah.
Technically, I
Really?
live in a tourist
Hmm.
state. Technically, I'm just not near the tourist part of my state. I don't know. It just was surprising because I'm like, what is he door dashing all hours of the night? Because I don't get that, guys. Okay, I don't get that.
Well, it's so funny, and I'll never forget it. Remember the day it was Valentine's Day, and Aaron got home late, and it was so ironic. As soon as Aaron got home, he ran right to the shower. I've never seen him do that before.
It's very unlike them, isn't it?
Yes. Hi, Spicy.
Yeah, because he was pissed because there was no towels clean and she was sitting at home all day doing nothing.
Yes.
And then she made him drag C to the store to get him a Valentine's present because he didn't get anything.
Had to wash away that extender smell.
Yeah.
No wonder the waiter come out and ask him if they left the extender.
I couldn't believe that shit. Oh my god. I was like, "What? Someone really said that? That was crazy." The fact that he actually went out there and did it and said something to them is even funnier.
Right. Well, it was really disgusting when she was sitting on the couch yesterday and she's like, "Well, you want to go in the bedroom and do something, Casey?" And I'm like, "What, Morning Coco? Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding?
That was
Your son is at a birthday party.
foul.
Your son is at a birthday party and that's what you're thinking of?"
Well, and you're on live saying this shit, and your friend is over too, and like that whole thing is just their whole little like weird little throuple dynamic is something else. Like I was seeing some clips this morning, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
I'm going to say this, okay? And I'll say that this is
Yeah.
allegedly, okay? And this is my own opinion because I know how people can be. I truthfully, allegedly think that Karen and Aaron are 1000% hooking up behind her back.
Me too.
And Aaron can say whatever he wants about Karen, okay? But we all know men cheat, and men tend to cheat with women that are homely, I'll just say.
Not fucking homely. She said homely. I'm done with you. Canceled.
I think that's the
And-
nicest way she could put it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice here, y'all. I could use lose word and call her Shrek, okay? What I'm saying is, when men cheat, they do tend to downgrade, okay?
Yeah.
And it really, and they treat the women that they're cheating with like trash, because why is he going to treat Karen better than Gabi? Because then Gabi will know what's going on. So of course he's going to be like, ew, Karen. But I bet you when they're alone, he's like, yeah, Karen. Yeah.
Like when they both left last
I
weekend
think
and
something's going on with them for sure.
And Gabby's like, "Where's your dad? Where's your dad?" And then all of a sudden, Karen appears and Aaron appears within 3 minutes apart.
Yeah, and weird that the way they be texting each other and shit, because my husband does not text my friends like that. He barely even texts his own friends.
Same.
Like
Same here.
It's really weird. Like they're not even friends on Facebook because like I don't know. Like they have no reason to like talk. They're not like friends. Like he knows her because of me, and that's it. Like I don't know. It's fucking weird.
It is.
Yeah, I agree. That would make me uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sure Aaron's getting forehead kisses, but in a different spot.
Mhm.
That's where his kisses are going.
How long do you
No.
think it takes him to kiss her forehead?
Girl,
Goddamn.
No, the other day. Well, not the other day. I'm sure I can find the clip. I'll go back and look for y'all if you want. But Gabi was on live coloring. It was the middle of the night, kind of the middle of the night. And Aaron and Karen left together. And Chloe was there. And I was like, girl, you don't think that's weird? Mind you, my bestie has known my husband as long as I've known him. Okay. But if she was,
hello.
there's certain things you just don't do. If she texted me and was like, hey, I'm going to text your man for da-da-da-da-da, different, cool.
Snickers.
Thanks for letting me know. But if I'm like sitting there and he's just texting with my best friend, I'm going to have questions.
Well, it's obvious to us, but she's so consumed in the TikTok drama that she's created for herself, she doesn't see it. She doesn't see anything outside of that.
Yes, exactly. Like, how wild would it be if Karen and Aaron were building their own case and then went and rode off into the sunset with Chloe and Cameron? Okay.
I'm not sure if they're meaning to be or if they just are, but low key, the two of them are her biggest ops.
Yes. You guys cannot tell me last night when that garage door opened and her soul left her body. That man walked right by her crying on the floor and was like, yeah, get over it. Bye. You know
Literally,
what I mean? Like,
He don't
if
give a fuck.
my husband, for example, I was in the kitchen doing my dishes. My front door is very far away from my kitchen. So I don't really hear it when my door opens. I'm doing the dishes. I got music playing. I'm easily scared because of the area I live in. It's just not, you guys know. So he came in one day and I didn't hear him, and he came up behind me and poked me and he scared the shizzle out of me, y'all. I looked like Gabi last night, but do you know what he did? He picked me up. He gave me a hug. He apologized. He stood with me. I was shaking. I felt like I was going to throw up a little bit, but that's what a man does. He felt so fucking bad for doing that now he calls me. Y'all know he calls me on his way home from work to let me know when he's on his way, because he never wants to do that to his wife again. And that's what a man does.
well, the other day when she was on when she came back on the other day and she was like bawling the whole fucking time or whatever. This was not yesterday, the day before. He came home from work and he didn't even like she's still sitting there bawling and he didn't even acknowledge her, say nothing to her. He went about his business, walked past her, this and that, and then like 20 minutes later comes and like gives her a hug or some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I know for a fact this man knows that you've been sitting here crying because I know he watches your fucking live weird all fucking day when he should be driving the damn FedEx truck. But okay, whatever. Because he's done with your bullshit. He knows that that it's an act. But it's like, it's crazy to still sit here and enable the behavior and indulge in her fucking behavior and to stick around and keep fucking doing it. And at the end of the day, it's hurting your kid. The fuck?
Right, he knows it's fake. Hey, Manders. I text your mama.
I honestly think I really truthfully do, because think about the stuff that those two have to deal with when it comes to Gabi. And what better way to bond with someone? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they probably vent about Gabi to each other without even realizing that she's bringing them
Hey,
closer and
Robert.
closer together.
Yeah.
Because when you have common ground with someone, like, do you guys know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, they deal with a lot with her. She's a lot to handle. Like, think about it. We are sick of it. And we don't even live with this girl. So I'm almost positive that she's just pushing them closer and closer together, and she's going to wake up one day and regret it.
Well, last night
Man.
when she made that comment about the like, oh, do you want to go take care of something?
Mhm.
Karen was about to say something to her and like call her ass out because she was like, she started to and then she stopped herself because she was like, see, this is what we're talking about. And she was about to go and then she like stopped herself real quick and quit talking. And I was like, yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is the shit she does on live. And then gets upset when somebody has something to say about it. Like, what the fuck, dude?
You sent what to her? Well, what was going on with wasn't that Rhonda that was in her box last night that come up there screaming at us? Beautiful mess something.
Sorry, I didn't know I was unmuted, y'all.
You're
Real
good.
quick, keep an eye
Yes.
out for Elfie Mom of Two. Okay, she's the flip flopper who was in Mirror's box the other day. I was trying to call her out, but you know, yeah. So if you see her come in here, you wanna block her, right? Crazy Mom, or what do we want to do?
Oh, Elfie? No, she
Yep.
doesn't. No, she had a side to pick and she chose that side so she can stay over there.
Okay. She was real confused when we called her up to the box yesterday. She was like clutching her pearls.
There you go, mamas.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, mamas. How are you?
Morning.
I'm good. How are you all?
We're doing good.
Good. I just came up because I was, of course, I was watching her last night. I don't know if last night was a replay or what, so forgive me, I'm a little behind. But how do you sit and talk about your mental health and not being able to do employment as something as simple as Spark, where you don't even have to interact with the general public, and then you blame it on TikTok that you're not able to do your job, but at the same time you want to have another child? How is that fair to a child if you're claiming? I know what she's doing. She is totally setting up for, she's going to try to go and collect SSI for herself,
Yep.
with the claim of mental health. Let me tell you, Gabby, because I know you're listening. Social Security and Medicaid are about to crack down on people like you who love to use the system, because you're taking away from people that are maybe in here that need to use the system and they can't. So you better find another way around it, because this ain't going to work for you. And don't bring another child into this world if you're going to claim that you're too introverted to leave the fucking house.
Facts. She didn't have no problem going out to that birthday party screaming at us, did she? Acting like a fool over there at a birthday party that obviously you weren't invited to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't. That is just so unfair to so many people that you want to actually claim. There's another person on this app that does that. They say that they can't get a job because people call their jobs and this, that, and the other thing. You know what? And some of them really do. Some of them really do. But the thing is, I mean, one, that's going too far. That's going way too far. And for her to think that she's gonna file a claim and try to collect money off of the government because she thinks that her mental health is failing. Her mental health is failing all on her own, and a judge is going to laugh at her, especially a Social Security judge, because those people don't play. You know, there's a lot to it. I'm sure some people in here are very familiar with the whole process of having to get their a Social Security determination. It
So
is no joke.
I, once upon a time, was diagnosed with agoraphobia. Okay, documented agoraphobia, PTSD, major anxiety disorder, a whole slew of things, right? My therapist is the one that told me that I should get on Social Security temporarily until we can work through all the things that we were working through, because she took me out of work. I was working full time at a hotel as a housekeeper. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I, per her recommendation, was like, okay, I will do that. Do y'all know, with all of those diagnoses, the judge said, you need to go to work.
Yeah.
You need to go to work, honey. No. And in a way, I'm glad. I'm so glad I didn't get approved for that, because it forced me to work on the things that I was terrified of. And then I ended up traveling to Michigan all by myself for the first time ever. So I think that people need to stop feeding into her, because they're creating a monster they're going to regret.
Yep. Absolutely. But you know what? Well, first of all, kudos to you, because, you know, you did what you had to do to overcome it. You didn't continue to, you know, and it is a real diagnosis. That is a real diagnosis. And some people truly do suffer it. But a lot of people will use it as their crutch to gain access to government benefits. But I think it's amazing that you overcame that. Because you can overcome any type of mental health problem that you might be having. I'm not saying that you're going to forget about things that have happened to you and traumas and PTSD. Absolutely not. But with therapy and counseling, I mean, there are ways that you are able to function in life
I
and
was in
still make it through.
therapy for 5 years. We went through all the trauma responses. We went through all of my triggers. I even did what is it
Darkness,
called? Not immersion. Is it immersion therapy? I don't know. She forced me to leave my house with her. We would go for walks and stuff, and she would leave me standing in the middle of the road by myself, and I would literally be having a panic attack because I was so afraid I was going to get hurt, but like I wasn't. It was just my brain telling me like I was going to get hurt. But yeah, man, like exposure therapy. Thank y'all. Yes, 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 yes. She came to my house and she made me leave my home and walk around my block. I know it's silly. You think walking around your block, like anybody can do that. You know what I mean? But I was terrified to. I didn't want to even leave. So it takes a lot of inner work to want to change your life.
Absolutely. And the first change that she has to make is to stop self-sabotaging herself. She needs to get the hell off of this app, but she will not do that because part of her problem is that she has some real addictions. And until she addresses the addictions that she has, she will never get better because she does not want to get better. Like you, Ghost, you wanted to get better, and it sounds like you had a great therapist because most will not do that. Sadly, they won't. But somebody really invested in you, and they made you into an amazing person, and they made you functionable, without having to rely on the system. But that's what she wants. That's what she
Yeah.
wants.
I expressed to her I felt like a prisoner in my own house, right? That's literally how I felt, y'all. And I was sick of it. Before all the things to me that happened to me happened, right? I was such an outgoing person. Nothing stopped me. I was out living my life, doing my own thing. And then unfortunately, trauma does take the best of people. And it got me. I was down bad. I was down bad for a while. But you have to do what is best for you and work through it, and
Absolutely.
make that choice to live.
if you would like a box, please say box. And Darkness, I seen your comment a long time ago, but I was letting the ladies talk and not interrupt them. If you would like a box, you're more than welcome to grab one, and we will not be rude.
Good morning. I lost my socks.
We're
Thank you, Crazy
respectful over
Mom,
here.
for letting us talk. I appreciate
No,
that. I was going to apologize because I feel like I'm over
no,
talking.
please, Darkness, please do not be scared. It's not like that. We're not rude. We're not disrespectful. We were here what you got to say. We're not like that.
Yeah, not at all.
So please grab a box. We got you. No reason to be scared.
She just makes me sick with the games that she plays, and she has just got such a twisted personality, and to want to try to bring another child into this world, it's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And excuse my language, guys.
It's very selfish.
It is. You can't even take care of the kid you want. When you said that your kid can't brush his teeth or he's terrified to brush his teeth, and you're going to ask an occupational therapist to work on that with him, no, that's your job as a mother. Your resources are not to hand off the work so that you can clout him all day long. That's your job as a mother, is to work with that kid. Get off the fucking app and work with your child.
Right. Good
I'm going to
morning.
be quiet.
Good morning, Darkness. How are you?
Oh, whoops. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I think there's like a way bigger conversation that actually like needs to take place because I think a lot of people like in here and like that are concerned mean well, you know what I mean? But they're masking their meaning well like behind hate and then trying to advocate for a child on top of like just saying the most degrading shit possible.
What do you mean behind the hate? It's
Like,
not hate.
people are masking like they're caring for Cam or whatever like that with like all the hate that they have like
Hold on,
behind
I
it.
had a
Like,
phone call.
it's like a way deeper thing. And I'm not like advocating for her or anything. Like, I'm gonna be fully transparent. I was like sending her clips of like lives and like all the YouTube shit that people are doing, which I think like contributed to how she's been acting now. And I probably shouldn't have done that because I didn't see the bigger picture of the story. I wasn't aware of like exactly everything that was going on, which now I'm more aware of after the whole breakdown thing the other day where she like fully snapped or whatever. I don't know. But like I said, I just find like all of it like extremely concerning. She does not want help. I'm just gonna
No,
be like fully on it. She does not want help. She doesn't give a fuck what anybody of you have to say.
We
Like,
already
she's gonna
know
do what she
this.
wants at the
We
end of the
already know.
day. And like, I don't know. I feel like we're not doing her any favors and we're not doing her child any favors. Like,
We're raising awareness of the fact that she does need help, regardless if she wants to admit it to herself or not. We're still going to be here raising awareness for her son.
for
I will
sure.
speak solely for myself when I say that the hate I feel for this girl outweighs the awareness that I want to bring for Cam, because it's terrifying. And I don't know how you can sit there and watch her crash out every day right in front of her son, just her and her son in the house, nobody else. She's screaming, losing her mind, and that's cool.
Facts.
I don't think so. I don't think so, sir. I'm
Well,
going
I
to
don't
sit
think that's
here
cool at
and I'm
all.
going to raise awareness for her son.
Like long term, that's gonna take a toll on him. Whether she
I really
realizes
don't care. She's taking a long-term toll on her son right now.
that, that's what I'm saying though. I'm agreeing with you.
I
I'm
think
not.
he's agreeing with you. I think he's agreeing with you.
Because I'm like, what?
No, no,
No,
no. I
I
fully agree.
agree.
Like, this
But
stuff that's going on
although,
now and all this screaming, that's like deeply traumatic shit. Like, that's gonna fuck up his
yes,
relationships and everything for the rest of his life. Like,
he's going
how
to talk
about
to his
everybody else
girlfriends or
did?
any females. He's going to talk to teachers like that.
because like this is becoming normal, and he's like in his formative years, like at his age, and that's becoming normal. It's going to be a deeper problem when he hits like elementary school, like middle school. Like, it's just gonna keep snowballing.
Yes.
She's
I,
doing it though. Like it's not us doing that to him,
No, no,
it's
no. I know.
her.
You're
Right.
right.
And I'm going to say, I don't have a PhD, but I will tell you that 99% of this child's developmental delays, because, and I know I say it all the time, so please forgive me for repeating, in the state of Florida, and I know this for a fact, that child cannot and will not be diagnosed with a formal autism diagnosis until he is at least 5 years of age.
exactly. Thank
Her,
you for saying that.
yeah, and his developmental delays are very much
Oh, thank
related to
you.
everything that he's experiencing within that home. And if
I
she
can,
was, go
yeah, I
ahead.
can. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can speak from experience. My son is actually autistic, and that's what our platform is on. And I've been in villains' lives and everything. What she is doing to that poor little innocent child is horrific. That little boy should be, if he's truly autistic, and again, only God knows. I don't know because I don't know for sure. I doubt that he is. I agree with who just said that I believe he is
Developmentally delayed.
developmentally behind.
Developmentally delayed.
But you know, he would learn so much if she took him doing Spark or DoorDash, and that's what I've done with my son is who is autistic, and it's helped him. Like she could be teaching him about earning money and how to serve others by bringing them their groceries, and he might put a smile on someone's face doing that. And you know, she's and staying inside all day is not going to help him. He's a rambunctious little boy who, and that's how God made him. He,
He is. He seems like a pretty typical
yeah,
child. Like, and if she wants to continue to push the autism thing, if he is or isn't, but if he is, it makes all this so much worse because she refuses to do anything to help him. Like, he's not going to get an ounce of therapy this summer. She's failing him.
Because
she's
she's
talking more
scared.
about getting a nose job than she is about therapy for her son.
Right. Because, well, she's
Melina,
scared. She doesn't want him to get better. She wants to, again, this all goes back to money and clout. She is collecting money
hey, I
from
got Melina. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you real quick. I'm so sorry. Melina and Scruples, you do what you got to do. Okay. I just modded you both because we're not paying attention. We're talking and you guys are. So you guys do what you got to do. Okay. Sorry.
That's
Gotcha.
okay. Anita Beth, I wasn't interrupting. Sorry. So I was just going to say, I mean, if she truly thought that he had that, you know, with the developmental delays and stuff, she would not continue to just buy him toys and play. I mean, yes, that's all great and everything. But at the same time, he truly needs those therapists to come in. But she doesn't want the documented therapy because she doesn't want him to get better.
Exactly.
And she doesn't know enough about autism. I mean, you could, for the amount of time that she spends on this app every day, just yelling at everybody. I mean, the number one thing, it's very obvious, is any child who's on the spectrum, whether they have ODD, ADHD, things like that, the chaos in that household has got to stop. The yelling,
Amen.
the loud TVs, the loud toys, like she knows nothing about it, but she wants to claim it.
Also, think about how this little boy feels, right? That house is quiet, right? Just those two home during the day. She's losing it on her phone, screaming. And there's plenty of evidence to back all this up, okay? Screaming at her phone. He's just standing there watching her all this time thinking that this is his fault.
I want to say something to Zeman that claims Gabby's a good mom. If you
Wait a
believe
minute,
he's
Darkness
autistic,
above you, find out.
huh?
The one above you, find out, Darkness. She is a supporter. I have pictures of her in
Oh, I know.
Gabby's chat.
We know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
thank
I
you.
just got on
I
and I
just
seen
want
it
to
and I
say this
started
because I
shaking.
got
It's
my
like, wait a
grandkids.
minute.
Just hold on one crazy. Okay. Find out and then we'll let
I'm
you
so
talk.
sorry.
Okay? No, you're good. All right. Go ahead. Find out.
If Zeman thinks that Gabby is such a good mom to her autistic son, he should be at a minimum, bare freaking minimum, 25 hours to 40 hours a week in therapy, not just in school speech therapy. She's online for that amount of time, but we don't see her taking him back and forth to all this therapy that a mildly to severely autistic child should be having at the bare freaking minimum.
Thank you.
There is not a good fucking bone in that bitch's body.
Facts.
She should be, you know, if he was truly autistic, the school would have offered him extended school year, speech therapy, behavior therapy, something that he could do in the summer. She just started talking about getting him occupational therapy a week or so ago. That does not happen overnight. And anybody who has a child on the spectrum can tell you that takes a while.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, so
Same, friend, same.
And not to mention the drive time, because sometimes the best services for that autistic child aren't close by. Gabby does none of that. Gabby doesn't even try to potty train or wipe his ass. His ass has been so raw, they can't wipe him. They have to hose him down in the shower. That's not a good mom to me. And sorry, crazy mom, I wasn't trying to cut you off.
No.
We do know that Darkness was over there. He just got blocked and he was trying to tell us his side.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No.
come up here and do that.
Don't be sorry. It's okay.
No.
I'm sorry
We
to
need you
find
looking
out.
out.
You know how
Don't
I am.
apologize. I just want to know where Darkness stands and how he would even be over there supporting her actions, knowing she's failing her child on a daily basis. How does anybody sit over there and support that?
So, like, let me say my
You're
piece.
contributing to the abuse of that child by supporting her. Fuck her
I
mental
haven't
health. What
like
about that
donated
baby?
or anything to her. Let me preface that. So
You don't have to donate. It's you sitting
no, I
over
understand.
there in that chat.
I
If
understand.
you came in my room, Darkness,
You're
you came
validating
in my
her.
room and you was asking all these questions. And we explained it everything to you. And you're still doing it.
I'm not,
In my
though.
room and went
But you're
straight down the
validating
room.
her by being there
She's a
and
narcissist,
supporting it.
Darkness. A narcissist is validated by the numbers of views in that room and the amount of
Exactly.
people that blow smoke up her ass. So yeah, you are supporting her. You're contributing to the abuse of that child. Every
Period.
time you're in that giving her the
You
bigger
saying I'm
numbers.
complicit in abuse is insane.
You are complicit.
But by
I'm not
sending her
You
complicit
might
in
clips
not
of
shit.
what
like
you're
it, but when
talking
you're blowing
about, you
smoke
are
up that
being
bitch's ass, you're
complicit.
complicit.
That is a
If,
wild
if
statement.
you're sending her clips of stuff that we are discussing, you are being complicit in his abuse. You
It
are.
wasn't anybody that's even in this live.
It doesn't
You are part of
matter.
the
Yeah,
problem.
It doesn't matter. You were
you're still
still
part of the
doing
problem.
everything we've been telling people not to do. You have your opinions just like we have ours.
Just curious
Okay, and
though,
Just
most
how
of
be
my
can
honest,
opinions are
Darkness. You
agreeing
are the
with
type
you.
that likes
I'm
to
not
see the
supporting
shit
her
show.
screaming at her fucking 4-year-old who
oh that's the
literally
thing.
can't do anything about his room not being clean and screaming at the top of his
You're
You
lungs
stay
like she's
supporting
gonna
it.
stuck on
punish
stupid.
him.
That's the
You're
And
thing
you
though.
stay
supporting
stuck
You
on stupid.
you
mm.
see her, so
Let's,
you're sending her clips, right? And
hey
but
guys,
you
you
see
guys,
her.
let's hear everybody out, please.
What I was going to say is, if you're sending her clips and you're watching her for any amount of time, you're seeing her on live some days for 11 to 16 hours in a day, with a 4-year-old in the background, and he's getting no attention. I guess as a watcher, I don't understand how you can support that. And even just seeing clips from actually, I think it was last week when she lost her shit on him when he was taking him back, the way that she was just completely screaming, that has nothing to do with us. That's all her. And think about all these hours that she's putting in. She's putting in all this hard work to, block the haters and things like that. He is 4.5 years old, and the boy is literally pooping everywhere but the toilet. Think about if she took 3 days to put that energy into him, take 11 to 16 hours a day and focus on your child, get him potty trained. And I guess I don't understand how people can sit back and just watch that alone. Take away the haters and everything else, but just watching her. How do you
Exactly, Freckles.
yeah,
Yes,
how do
Exactly.
you support
exactly.
that? And that has nothing to do with the haters. The reason why there are haters is because of that behavior. I would have nothing, well, I can't say that. I wouldn't be a quote unquote hater if it wasn't for the way that she's treating her child. He sits in a pull up for hours. That baby has had diaper rash since the day he was born. Can you imagine the scarring he has on his little bum? She doesn't change him. I mean, it's just so that's what I have a hard time. You
Right,
see her
find
on
out as
live for
well.
11 to 16 hours a day, screaming at her phone and literally not paying attention to that baby boy. And us
He's so
speaking this,
consumed
bringing
in
this to
this.
light, this isn't being a hater. This is just what's going on. So it's hard to understand, um, so you can support that. So I guess that's my question. So if you were kind of supporting her and sending her clips and things, how are you okay with that?
When you're a stay-at-home mom and you're not working and your child is home with you and you choose something over spending time with your son, you choose to spend more time with strangers on the internet than you do with working with your son, especially over the summer, where children can really lose what they have learned. Okay, whether you have a disability or not, it happens. I was in the school system. I know even neurotypical kids can lose some stuff. She should be working on his reading, his writing, his everything. That you chose to have this child. This child should come first before any TikTok live, and she is choosing strangers over the internet.
Thank
So
you.
no, she's not. I can't see how anybody can say she's a great mom because
Exactly.
no, that's my 2 cents.
I want to apologize for coming up here like I did, but when I seen them in your room, I just kind of like, wait a minute, because they was over there in her chat. She came in my room, asked me a bunch of questions about G. And as soon as she got out of my room, I noticed she went straight to G's room. So this is the one that's been telling everything. Because she questioned me and questioned
It's
me up
literally
and
not
down
just me.
about it.
It's literally like probably over 20 people. I'm not
Yes.
even kidding you.
Right, but all of those 20 people really should sit back and watch her actions
That's the
because it
thing though,
doesn't.
is like I think a lot of these people who are sending it are literally new people coming in. I literally found her through a hate page, and literally all I saw was like people fucking degrading this woman without any knowledge. Okay, like as an outside person who has no knowledge of what's going on, you literally
But you
see
asked me.
there's 630 people in here, and this is just
Yeah.
one of the lives. Okay,
Yep.
there's probably this amount of people in every single live, and they're all literally degrading this woman.
Are we
Okay,
degrading her in
A
here?
My
lot of
question
us
I'm
is,
came
not.
in
I'm
the
not
same way
saying
as
it's
you.
happening
We
in
felt
here.
bad for her.
I'm
We
generally
tried to
speaking.
help her.
No, I
I
will
understand.
say, okay, that not everybody speaks as nicely as we do. Okay. I will say that. But everybody's standing on the same ground and we're all doing this for the same reason. We've all said if she didn't have a kid, if she didn't have Cameron, we wouldn't really even care. To be completely honest with you, she'd just be another crash out on this app. But she's got a whole child that is being neglected. And like you said, you found her through a hate page, right?
Hmm.
You should have done your research on her. And
I
then
was
you would
gonna
have
say,
seen. Hang
When
on one
I
second.
found
Hang on
her,
one
I
second. Hang
thought
on
she
one
was
second.
being bullied too.
You would have done, if you've done your research. I'm not trying to be mean, y'all. I just want to get my point out real quick. If you did your research, because I was a supporter too, okay? And then I had some people reach out to me and say, you really should know what you're supporting. And then I, with my own validity, did my own research to find my own evidence to see that, yeah, this is wild. And she 1000% is not the person that she's portraying herself out to be.
I've literally done the
So
same thing that you were talking about since I got blocked, and the things I've been finding out are like truly shocking. Like
yeah,
I'm
so
not even
many of us have
exaggerating.
tried to help her. We tried. She won't take any real good advice. She takes pieces and bits that fit her narrative, and by the people sitting in her room validating her, it's pushing her further into these delusions and this psychosis and this obsession with TikTok, and it's taking away from Cameron. He
so,
needs her. We
so
don't want him taken
darkness.
away. We want her to be a better mother.
What do you think? What is your perspective on her sending her son's pictures to random people that have P3DOs in their home?
I think it's fucking sick.
Okay, but
Like there's
you see
no
all
like
these hate
justification for
pages.
that. Like regardless if she was like trying to like show a rash or something, you don't know these people. You don't know anybody of these people behind the screen like everybody else is saying. And sending that content blows my mind.
Well,
Like
my
that's
point
sick.
is, darkness, you were sitting here listening to all these hate pages. But at the end of the day, when you were sitting there
I
listening,
never saw that once.
it,
I'm not kidding you. I never saw that once.
But
what?
you was in my room asking all these questions, and
I
we was
never
very
asked
nice
about
to
that, and
you.
anything I said in your chat was not disrespectful. So please stop
No, you
coming at
did
me like
not.
I was just being blatantly disrespectful in your chat. It wasn't happening.
Nope. Nope.
Can
I
I
didn't
ask
say
a
that.
question? Can I ask a question,
Go
Darkness?
for it.
Why did she block you?
Because all this shit going on. She thought I
Okay,
was like one of the people who's like plotting against her and like all this shit. Like she blocked me on everything. I'm not gonna like
Okay,
say anything about our private conversations or anything like
I'm
that
not
because I'm not
asking for
that type
that.
of person.
I would like one other question. If she never blocked you, would you still be doing her dirty work for her?
Nope.
No. She's fucking psychotic.
Well, yeah.
wow.
Makes sense. I'm sorry, but he
No,
was
that's
sitting in
not
there
what I
asking
believe.
questions and shit yesterday. He knows. Don't play dumb.
Darkness,
I'm
It
sorry,
wasn't
but
yesterday,
don't.
it was 2 days ago that you were on live. So come correct if you're gonna come at
I
me with like
apologize.
blasphemous
okay, let's not
information.
be disrespectful. Let's not, please, darkness. We're not gonna be disrespectful. That's not how we roll over
She's
I'm
here.
been
sorry. It was.
disrespectful since she came
I'm
in
sorry.
here.
Can I
I'm
say
sorry.
something really quick?
Yes,
Oh, have you listened to the court transcripts of her? I mean, she lies. Everything that comes out of her mouth, it's like a performance,
that's a good question. Have you,
and it
darkness?
hurts. There's been what is it, 7 people at least that have been drug into court over. She wants this attention. She wants to say she's being bullied and stalked. Okay. But to drag people in on false allegations is crazy to me. Crazy.
and what she's put them women through over it, and have to travel different states to come down there because of
Correct.
the shit she's doing.
And costing them money
Who is
for
Lucy?
Yes,
her to get money, for her to hopefully get what she wants. I
she's not
believe
going
there's
to get it.
trolls. I believe there is haters towards her. But the way she's making it, this is a performance. She wants people to feel sorry for, she wants a reaction from people. Um, but she's hurt people with I mean, the court transcripts says it all. And I mean, karma's coming for her. It really is. I mean, she's done some bad, fraudulent stuff. And she did it. So,
And
and
again,
so,
darkness, I want you to take the time out, and I would really like you to go listen to those transcripts of
I
what she
literally will
said
right after this.
is what she has done to find out, not once, not twice, but what, 4 or 5 times? And this
yeah,
woman has done absolutely nothing to her. But the people that have done it, she doesn't want to hold them accountable. She wants to pull people out of the air.
She
Who
dragged
is
Biden out,
Lucy?
what, 5 different states, around
Okay,
3 or 4 different
who's Lucy?
states to court.
Are you
I mean, this is
Lucci?
not normal.
I don't even
Darkness?
know who that is.
I was just told to ask.
Sorry I'm being combative. It just feels like I'm just constantly having to keep
darkness.
answering stuff.
I
I
wasn't
understand.
mentioning the transcript to say anything negative toward you, but if you just listen to him, Tim, it's mind blowing. Um, what her mental, like what she thinks is proof, you know, um, and that attorney just called it all out and showed st- I mean, 7 people. She done it twice too. One in their state, and then one she filed again in Florida. It's just nuts. And
Darkness.
so,
They're saying he's on a backup account in the comments.
He's 100% on a backup account. He has 0 following and 9 followers now. 1,000% a backup account. I didn't think they were going to come in on their main account anyways.
No. And I'm sorry
Darkness.
I came up here like that, but it kind of pissed me off because he was in my room asking questions. We was very nice about it. We explained to him. And then I turned around and looked, and he was right over in her room making comments because I took pictures of it. And I mean, you're as bad as she is, to be honest. But not
Right.
as a child. We care about that baby. That baby's the only thing that means anything to me. I could care less about
Yes.
her or anything. It's that baby. When he's sitting
Thank
there
you.
saying, I'm sorry. You know how that feels? That kid says, I'm sorry so many times a day, it's going to make me cry. Because no kid should have to say, I'm sorry that many damn times. It's the baby. And she's wanting another one. And there's people that support that.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that's wrong.
I think that's where all of us are standing in all of the chats that are anybody who's streaming, anybody that's, we're all just so concerned about that little boy. And we've all grown to love him. She puts him
Yes.
on camera and, and I was watching her when she
1
was still
second,
a
pretty
little
pause.
boy because she talked about his autism and being that my son is autistic. I started watching her, and stuff. And I would go into her, I would go comment into her lives like a couple of years back about, what kind of therapies and stuff like that. And my son's 24, so I've lived this whole thing, and I started seeing things that I didn't agree with. So I quickly unfollowed her. And then I didn't think anything of it. And I would scroll and then she would be there and stuff. But our hearts are towards this we love that little boy, and
Yes.
we care about him. And I think that's darkness. What, I'm not coming at you for anything. I don't know what your stance is. I'm just saying, if it wasn't for that little boy, a lot of us would just go about our day and probably just like pray for this woman.
We
But when
wouldn't
you
give
Dark,
her two. We
darkness,
wouldn't give
did
her a
you?
minute of our
Darkness,
time if
did
it
you
went for
watch
her.
her
That baby.
HB?
Hey, Darkness, I got a question for you, Darkness.
Go for it.
Was you aware today that she slapped him in the face?
I was not, and I wasn't even aware of that, and I don't even know how to respond to that.
Well, she did because we seen it on video.
Because
How
some
did
of us
she
were
know
watching
none of
that
this?
live when it happened. Let's be real. We watched it in real time. Her slap him in the face and then blame and then say that she hit him because of the haters. She literally blamed us for her lashing out on her son, which
Yes, we
is
watched it live.
wild.
This is kind of weird because he knows what he's been in her room too long not to know none of this stuff.
2
I
weeks
just
isn't
don't
too
believe.
long, but go off.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you in here on the backup and not your main page?
Because my main page isn't even affiliated with all this. I'm not tainting my
Okay.
FYP with all this shit. And
Okay.
having videos of her and her sister come up every 5 seconds screaming, I'm good.
So your main page wasn't the one that was following her and that got blocked?
No, it was this account.
Okay.
And one
I
more
do
thing, and
not
I'll
talk
get
to her or anything. I
down.
literally blocked her on everything as well. On
I
both
only
on both of my
watch her.
accounts.
And now
I
he
only
came to this
watch
side.
her just to hear Cam to make sure he is okay, and I
Thank
can
you.
hear him. And
Exactly.
I can't. Then I have to turn her down. Like I cannot take her. I have rage in me with her. I can't do it. But I have to hear him to
Yep.
make. And I know it's everybody that does that.
We have to hear Big's
Mostly,
voice.
but if I can hear that he's good and she didn't do some, because I'm going to tell you, I don't even trust that. Yeah. Anyways,
Yep.
but that's all the reason. I mean, I caught myself for a weekend staying up until she got off live just to make sure, you know, Cameron was okay.
That's
And
who
then
we
I was
care
like,
about.
that is free, you know, but
Not that is
anyways,
not blue. That is not blue. That is
No,
not
that is not
blue. That is
Blue. That
not
is not
blue.
Anthony. I know Blue. I know
Yep.
Anthony.
Yep. We've talked to
It's
Blue.
not
We
Zach.
that is not please don't spread that, guys. We can't confirm exactly who is behind this account. All we can do in these boxes and in this chat is try to help this person understand they are not helping Gabi by reporting back to her. They are not doing her any service. They are not doing Cameron any service by reporting back to Gabi with what they hear. And hopefully they can take this conversation and be productive with it instead of counterproductive.
Darkness, I got a question for you. Someone wants to know, do you know who HP is?
I have no idea who that is. Like
Okay. Because
100% honest.
they were asking if you were one of her mods.
No, I have no idea.
I know she didn't have many men as mods.
If they're all over your FYP, then how in the hell do you not know who they are
Do you know
and
who
what you do?
Kiki is? Darkness, do you know
Who?
who Kiki is?
No. I literally only know G, her sister, and then
Welcome.
crazy B, and a couple of other lives. That's all I know.
What
And
about
I'm being
Patsy? Because I
100% transparent.
wasn't
You
you
came
a
in
mod for
mine.
Patsy at one time?
I was a
'Cause-
mod for 0 people.
Because
Tell
I
her.
think I remember you being over there in Patsy's live
I
after
don't
she
even know
got
who
her
that
child
is.
removed.
I literally don't know who that is.
Tell them how you know me.
Laura.
Someone named Lucci is asking for a box.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Lucci.
Because they
I'm
keep
going to drop
asking.
down so you can have other people come in. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank
Bye,
you,
honey.
Irene. I appreciate you.
Darkness.
Thank you.
Laura,
Darkness. How do
what are
you
you
know
calling
me?
BS on?
Darkness. How do you know me?
You came up with my FYP.
I came up on your FYP, so you got my room and you
Hmm?
started to ask questions about G.
Where do
Yeah,
I
I
know
was
that from,
genuinely
Lambers?
curious.
And how did we explain it to you?
I
Just
don't
like
even remember what exactly was asked, but like I said, you weren't disrespectful. You were like really chill the whole time I was in there.
Okay.
thank you very much. I appreciate
And
you saying that because
I'd
I'm
say
not a mean
most of these
person.
lives are generally constructive. but like
we're really concerned
like
about that
they're
baby.
the thing is though
That's
that he 100% needs advocates because nobody in the household's advocating for him. So I agree.
Right, that's why we're doing it.
Well,
We will
exactly.
be the ones advocating for that boy. If no one in his immediate family wants to do it, we will.
Do you know
We
we
darkness.
wanted?
encourage people. Let me just say this. I will say this, and I've been in plenty of lives, not just this
Yeah,
one,
hold
okay?
on.
We
Right
encourage
back.
people to stay out of her chat.
Yep.
We encourage people not to reach out to law enforcement. We encourage people not to send her stuff. We encourage people to leave her alone, to stay away from her. Go into the streaming accounts. So I
You know
can
what else?
say 9 times out of 10, the people in boxes are telling them to leave this girl alone.
Yep. You know what else we look for? We look for if she feeds him. We wonder if she's going to feed him dinner today and not eat it herself. And that's not being a smartass. That's being a
No,
truth.
that's not being a smartass because you know what? She can't even make his plate and take it from the counter to the wherever he's sitting at that she ain't got 2 or 3 bites of that ingested in her.
Yep. She puts it on the couch and say, "Here you go." He's a 4-year-old child. And she's doing this to him. And none of us is against, we are not after her. We're worried about that baby.
And
That's all
that's
I
why
care
we do
about.
what we
That
do every
baby.
day.
And I think that there are, like I said, there's a lot of you
I'm
who
sorry.
generally mean well, and like I said, you guys are advocating for the kid. I fully support that. It needs to be done. But there's outliers like me. I'm an outlier. There's outliers who are actually like doing stuff and sending stuff to her house. Like sending stuff to people's houses is
Good
insane
morning.
to me.
I agree. I do not agree with
Um
that. I agree with you 100%
and
because there is a child that lives there. I agree.
and like I
I
said,
don't.
you're like stuff like that is putting the kid in danger. And like also there's people who are like actually sending her like D threats and like other stuff like that, which is like furthering her mental instability, which is going to make it harder for him. And
I didn't battle her the other night. You needed to be watching my live on what did happen. When she
mhm.
pulled that up, she was looking at herself. Sorry. But that I'm gonna go ahead and jump down. But that's I just want to let you know, bub. We pray for that baby. That's all we're worried about is that baby.
Are you Zach from Louisiana, Darkness?
No, I'm literally from Florida, opposite coast of wherever she's at. She's in Cape Coral, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm literally in like Tampa area.
She also said on her live she can make her own text messages app. You can.
Oh,
She
yeah.
said that.
She did. She absolutely did.
I
Yes, I
found
did
out.
say I was going to battle her. I was aggravating her. We did have, and
Oh,
she pulled it up, and she seen a picture of herself.
I
It
thought
was.
you were in the box, Nucci.
Oh my God, get over it. I did not have nothing to do with that. Didn't get her no money, nothing. I'm not for that.
Crazy mom,
What?
can you check the disco for 1 second, please?
Okay.
I found out that. Are you still in here? Did y'all hear Danny what she called? Found out last night.
No.
No.
She called her a bitch.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, I'm sure that ain't gonna bother find out a bit. I'm sure find
People
out.
have called
That's all
find
you
out much
got.
worse. She's fine.
Find
Right.
out's a tough little cookie. You don't
I'm
want to
telling
mess
She's
with
you
got
what.
her.
thick skin.
She's a Gen
Find
Xer. I
out, don't give
promise
a fuck.
you.
Yeah.
Cohen find out that is just gonna make her go hee hee
She,
hee. Hee.
her response is
Okay.
probably, well, thanks.
Her
Right.
going, I
Appreciate
know.
it.
I love find out. But
Don't
I do
I'm
too.
gonna jump down. But
don't make
but
find out have a good laugh over that. Exactly. That's a
yes.
compliment.
That was a compliment. They said, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump up here and wild out and everything, but I seen him in the box and it was like, it hit me the wrong way. But please do your research. Please. It's for that baby.
Crazy mom.
What, honey?
Check disco now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut
Hello?
down. Thank you, ladies.
Hello?
All right, guys. All
I
right,
told her.
guys. I gotta get off. I gotta go handle some shit. All right.
See
No
you
problem.
there.
Thank
All
you,
right, bye.
everybody. Thank